few years ago, in a San Francisco suburb, it was the night before Christmas. Young Johnny was sitting in his little windowsill, looking out the window, and hoping that he was going to get this perfect present that he had just wished for all of his young 5-year-old life. So when the time came, he woke up in the morning, he rushed down the stairs. He went looking around, and he found this box with a bow on it. It was about this big, red bow on it. And he thought, oh, this is it. This has got to be it. He couldn't wait to open this thing. He went and hid behind the couch because he didn't want anybody to see that he's opening his present. He shook it, turned it upside down, looked at it. It looked like it was what he was looking for. He opened it up. Tears came down his face. It was the football that he had hoped for. You see, one of the traditions that his father had developed over his young life was that every week Johnny would sit on his dad's lap and they'd watch football. Specifically Joe Montana. His dad was just amazed by this guy, and as fathers sometimes do, I guess he wanted to live vicariously through his son. He was pumping him up to be a football player. And he kept telling him, Johnny, you can be like Joe. You're the next Joe Montana. So fast forward a few years. Johnny opens his eyes. He sees a white ceiling in a cold room. He looks around him. He's in a hospital. He thinks, what's going on? The last thing he remembers was going with his father in the car down the freeway to go watch Joe Montana play. He's now a teenager. He starts feeling his body and he can't move his legs very well. Doctor comes in. He says, Johnny, how you doing? Johnny says, I'm a little sleepy, but things seem to be okay. I can't really feel my right leg. Is everything okay? So the doctor says, I have some good news and I have some bad news. Johnny, you have severe injuries to your right leg, but it will be repaired. You don't need to worry about it that much. He says, Doc, was that the good news or the bad news? He says, unfortunately, that's the good news. He says, what's the bad news, Doc? Johnny, I'm sorry. Your dad didn't make it.
Oh.
Johnny says, Doc, I wish I lost my leg. My dad was my inspiration. My dad was my everything. He never saw me play football. Fast forward a few years, Johnny goes about his life trying to make up for this big loss in his life. Until this particular day, he goes for football tryouts. And the coach says, kid, you gotta pick something else. This isn't for you.
Yeah.
You'll never make it. You'll never make it, he said, right? Johnny looks at him and says, what do you mean? This is my life. Holding the ball that his dad had given him for Christmas that night. You'll never make it, Johnny. Go do something else. Go try wrestling. You're too short. You're not strong enough. Johnny goes home that night, holding his football, crying his eyes out. What do you mean I'll never make it? This was my dad's dream. This is my dream. I'm going to make it. He gets up the next morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, going running, throwing the ball, doing weights, before he has to get up and go to his classes. He makes a vow to himself that every single day I'm going to get up and go and do this over and over and over again until I'm faster, stronger than everybody on that team. I will make it. I will show that coach. So he gets up every single day, every single morning, regardless of what time he went to sleep that night. He wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning when it's still dark and cold outside. He walks out there and he does his drills over and over again. Doesn't matter how bad his body hurts. It doesn't matter that he's sleepy. It doesn't matter how much work he has to do, because this is his dream. This is his inspiration. He's doing this for his dad more than anything else. Ladies and gentlemen, what is your dream? What's your reason why? What's your inspiration? Today's the 31st of January. A month has gone past since we set our resolutions, our goals for this year. Have you given up already on some of them? If you haven't, I congratulate you, because statistically this is when it happens. Gyms start to empty out. You'll see it. If you don't believe me, go down and watch. But discipline, my fellow Toastmasters, is about doing the same thing over and over and over again. Like showing up in here in these meetings, sitting down and giving speeches, regardless of how difficult it may be to getting there that morning. On a Saturday morning, for example. Don't give up. Don't give up on your dreams. Show that resiliency, because it's key. The rife of garbage that the society will feed you to disappoint you and to keep you back is irrelevant. Because the motivation comes from inside, not from outside. You just have to disallow the world to interfere with your discipline. Mr. Toastmaster.